All right, welcome everybody. My name is Michelle. I am so excited that you are here tonight for our weekly team huddle. So I get to kick us off tonight with some celebration. And we love to celebrate up in here. And so I want to see some spirit fingers, some clappy claps, some drum rolls, all of the things, ways that we can interact with Zoom. We have a new brand ambassador this week. We got Tina Litton. Tina. Welcome to Tina. I know Kimmy is so excited for her. And now we have some people who have enrolled 2 VIPs this month. And now I'm gonna pull this up. Y'all, I'm gonna have to hold this closer. Come on, eyes. Okay. Kelly Brown, Julie Sharoma, Lindsay Brown, Rachel Stocka, Tammy Lundgren, help me, Lord. Tracy Fogel, yes. And hey, helped 3 earned the cute Plexus tumbler. Norian Navarro, let's give a hand. So excited. We love to celebrate with people, y'all, and we will take every opportunity we can to do it. Now, I think I don't know who I'm passing it off to. I'm just going to be honest.
It's fine. You are going to pass it to Lindsay Brown, who is going to share a little bit of her story with Plexus. Not a little bit. Share the whole thing, please.
Lindsay, I'm so excited to hear from you. Go ahead and unmute, friend, and share away.
Okay, can y'all hear me? Sorry. Okay, good. Okay. I have these headphones, they just sound weird. I'm frozen. So anyway, I just wanted to share a little bit about my journey. I'm Lindsay Brown. I have 3 kiddos. I stay home with them full time, and I homeschool currently. I say currently because it is a journey, and we'll see where that takes us. But yeah, my journey, sorry, I'm gonna take this one out. My journey started about 5-6 years ago. I signed up with Plexus and never really got started. The supplement sat on my counter for a really long time, and finally I think I gave them away. Didn't give them a real good shot, so I gave up. And so anyway, I had 1 son at the time, and then fast forward several years, I think it's like 5-6 years, something like that. I had 2 more babies at the time, and I was just plain exhausted. I had no energy. I slept. I just had no energy. And on top of and this hair pressure has been too high for a while now, and we really need to put and between I did not want to do medication. I felt like it was something that if you start, you can't get off. And, it's just one of those things. I just really didn't want to do it. So around that time, my friend Allie had reached out to me, and she said supplements, everything. And I gave her a boatload of excuses on why it was not for me. She was so kind, and she followed up with me, and, around that time. And sorry, I have my notes here. And so I thought, you know what, I need to do something about this. So I went ahead and jumped on board, and I gave it a real try. Consistency. Yes, I did have bullet points. But yeah, I gave it a good try with consistency, and shocker, it was working. I had my mom, who is a nurse, check my blood pressure just about, I think that was within the first 3 or 4 weeks, and it was normal. And I was like, that's a fluke. I'm at home, you're more calm at home, but we'll check it again. And 2 weeks later, I had her check it again, and it was normal. 2 weeks again, normal again. And I was like, wow, this is doing its job. It's doing well. And so I went to the doctor and had it checked again, and it was normal. And so, yeah, I'm sorry. Yes, I signed up about this time last year. Anyway, and so So yeah, I had a normal blood pressure. I was very, very, very excited about that. It was just a huge answer to prayer. It was, like I said, I didn't want to start a medication and I wanted to do something more natural. It was kind of my driving force of kind of why I started originally. Yeah, I had, sorry, I'm trying to do what year was this? I started, yeah, like April of last year, and so yeah, so that's my blood pressure issues. Sorry. And then I started noticing some changes in my energy level. I live in Texas and it's super hot in the summer. And I noticed that I was outside pushing them on the swing. I was pulling them in the wagon. I was being more active outside. And that wasn't normal for me. I was usually on the porch saying, hey, you can swing on your own, that kind of thing. And so I was just a lot more active with my kids. So that was a huge, huge blessing for me. So yeah, it was kind of an all around positive change in my health. And so yeah, I'm just looking forward to continuing and seeing as I, feel better.
Okay,
Sorry.
Lindsay, are you okay if we open it up for questions if people have
Yeah,
specific
go right ahead.
questions? Does anybody have
Yeah.
any questions for Lindsay about her story?
Lindsay, did you start on triplex? Is that where you notice your blood pressure kind of coming down?
Yes, I had triplex. That was it.
Okay,
And
Lindsay.
that was, sorry. And
Oh,
was that around a
oh.
month, you said?
Yes, it was about a month after I started to where I really noticed a change.
What was, may I ask, like, not that it, like the details
Yeah.
matter. I do have a friend, he had tried it, but not being consistent and gave up before that full 30 days. So do you mind, like,
Right.
where was your blood pressure? Do you mind sharing, like,
Honestly,
where was that
I would
before?
share it, but I don't remember.
Okay, no
I
worry,
just
no worry. And
remember it being,
that doesn't matter.
No.
It's okay.
well, because my last pregnancy, it was kind of elevated my last pregnancy. And he's like, that's kind of high. And then a year later, he's like, whoa, it's still high. So that's kind of what kind of drove him to like, you need to, so.
So Lindsay, you were on medication for high blood pressure?
I wasn't. He said, hey, you need to do something about this, or I'm going to
Oh.
put you on medication. And so that's when I was like, hey, I need to change some things. And so that's when around the time that Alex reached out to me, when I started on triplex.
Okay, so what did she tell you that convinced you to do this? If you had already said
well,
no,
Well, I was familiar a little bit with Plexus because I had signed up in the past, and honestly, I watched and I watched and I watched their posts. Because it was already kind of familiar. I would read when they would come up, and then also she did invite me to a Zoom, and I did listen to the testimonies. That's right, I did do that.
Oh, okay. In the testimony, somebody talked about high blood pressure?
I don't remember if it was specific about high blood pressure, but that was just like kind of the one thing that it was like the kicker for me as far as my own health. But being exhausted, being tired, not sleeping well,
Okay. Oh, so you basically came in for the other reasons, not for high blood pressure necessarily, right?
well, I came for all of it.
Okay.
Give me the lot.
But the high blood pressure is really, really what kind of kicked me to go ahead and give it another try and commit to it.
Okay.
So yeah.
That's awesome.
Lindsay, thank you so much. What slim did you start with? Microbiome or hunger control?
Hunger control.
Okay. I always think it's interesting. And Rachel, I will say for your friend, consistency is key. And if you're on this call and you've struggled with consistency, you guys set your alarms, have a little chart if you need to check it off. But I am telling you, it makes all of the difference in the world.
Tracy, do you mind unmuting Marilyn Kunatake? She has a question.
I can ask her to unmute,
Okay,
but
that
then
might,
she has to accept.
okay. She texted me.
Can she text you her question?
Or Marilyn, text me your question.
Y'all, we are problem solvers here. We are. Is she typing, Julie?
Yeah, she's typing.
Okay. Yes, we have 26 people on. Okay, I'm gonna let Julie ask Marilyn's question real quick, and then we'll move on to the next portion because I'm so curious at what Marilyn's question is. Who else is curious?
Oh, she wants to know how soon you got the results. Lindsay,
From, oh, after I went back to the doctor.
how soon you started seeing your blood pressure go down? This is, I think, Marilyn's curiosity. Yeah.
Okay. Once I started taking triplex consistently, I had it checked at home about week 4 when I started taking them consistently. And then I had it checked just about, honestly, anytime I would see my mom, I'm like, check it. So it's about every 2 weeks or so I would have it checked. And then I went to the doctor again. I don't know, it was probably about 6 months or so in. And then it was normal then. And he didn't bat an eye about medication.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Lindsay, thank you so much for sharing.
You're welcome.
We appreciate you. I love hearing what these products can do because y'all, that's the coolest thing about Plexus is everybody can hop in here and tell you a similar story, but different. Gut health impacts everybody. And, whereas for me, it was hormone balance postpartum. For Lindsay, it was blood pressure. For another person, it was thyroid. For another person, it was UTIs and chronic infections, right? Like it impacts us all differently, but so similarly. Okay, I want to introduce myself. My name is Tracy, and I've been kind of talking you guys through a series. If you've been here for the past 2 weeks, if you haven't, I'm going to give you just a little summation, and then we're going to jump into what we're going to talk about tonight. And what we're talking about is belief in Plexus. Okay, you guys, belief in Plexus. This company is incredible. Belief in network marketing. Okay, this is a network marketing company. This is a social selling company. Belief in that and what that actually means. And then the third piece to this puzzle is belief in yourself. And I want to tell you, this is honestly sometimes the biggest hurdle for us. We can get behind the products. We can get behind, okay, it's social selling. I'm good with that. I want to make a stream of income from home. But when you actually think about it, when you really actually think about it, you don't actually think that you could be successful at something like this. And I don't know if this is resonating with anybody right now, but I want to share a story. And it's my story because I had seen friends in network marketing. I had seen friends be successful. My mom sold jewelry before it was cool to do social selling. It was like house parties. And I would go with her and I would swipe the credit cards with the little like, oh my gosh, the black sheet of paper that like made the print. I can't think of what it's called, but like
carbon copy.
Yes, carbon copy. I would go do that at her little jewelry shows. And y'all, she paid for my brother and I to go to private school. She did that before it was what it is today. I knew these things. But there were a few things and at the root of it, I just didn't really think I could do that. I had been in a graphic designer for an ad agency. I had been told by my boss that I was terrible at selling. Like I worked for a chamber of commerce and had to sell these ads in the magazine and I couldn't sell a one. Like I did not sell a single thing. And so in my head, I was just like, I could never do something like this and be good at it. Right. And then I decided to partner with Plexus. And honestly, there was just this little voice in the back of my head that was like, I don't think I can do this really. I don't know that I can do this. And at I think it was my second convention, they had a speaker there. And his name was Bob Heilig. Okay. And some of you have heard of Bob Heilig and you love him. Some of you, I've introduced you to him. Others of you have found him on your own. Some of you have no idea who he is. Okay. And that's okay. He's a guy and he believes in making everything about service, about serving people and meeting people where they're at. And I love his trainings. But one of the things he said that day when he came onto stage, and it just kind of broke me, if I'm being honest, is he said, you are worthy of good things. Like you are worthy of being successful in this business. You are worthy of living a life that is not paycheck to paycheck. You are worthy of that. Do you believe it? And at the root of it, I just don't think I believed it. We had gotten into such this rut of living paycheck to paycheck, of, you know, we did the Dave Ramsey, we lived below our means, we had cash envelope systems, and like we were good with that. We were good with a simple life. And it was the first time that I actually realized what I believe about myself. It does matter, right? Do I believe that I'm a good mom, or do I believe that I'm a bad mom? Do I believe that I'm a good wife, or do I believe that I'm a bad wife? Right? And sometimes beliefs are the result of like history, right? Other times we just self-impose these beliefs because we have an issue that we don't think we're worthy of good things. And so I actually, y'all, I wound up hiring Bob as a coach. I joined his coaching program, and I so wanted to tackle this head on. And so I want to share with y'all tonight some of the things that were really, really helpful for me along the way. And I hope they'll encourage you like they have encouraged me. And I know a few others on here. What is a belief? A belief is something you know with absolute certainty. It's a thought that you've decided, consciously or unconsciously, is the truth. Now, did you get that? A belief is something you have decided is the truth. It doesn't mean that it's the truth. And I think sometimes we get that fine line a little bit twisted. Beliefs are the essence of habits. We have built these beliefs in our heads because we've told ourselves this time and time and time again. I remember before I started dating my husband, I told myself I was not good at like committed relationships. I never dated before I met my husband. And I told myself that I'm not good at committed relationships. I'm not good at committed relationships. I wasn't even really interested in like dating at all. I just filled my time with other things. I hung out with my friends, or I served, or I played sports. And somebody in my life told me, yes, you are. You've been a very committed friend in this friendship. You are good at commitment. And it changed my beliefs surrounding that. And you see how that is such a crucial thing when somebody points you in a different direction. The thing that is really, really big here is that our beliefs are the world in which we see things. Limiting beliefs, they guarantee limited results. In order for us to transform our lives, we must make a change at the level of belief. Sometimes our beliefs and conviction are hand-me-downs. How many of y'all got hand-me-down beliefs from your family? And you're like, ooh, that one stung a bit, you guys. That is real. That's why we have to look at these things and say, is this a belief that I actually want to live my life by? Or was this just a hand-me-down from maybe a parent that struggled with this same thing? Or maybe somebody who wasn't aware, or maybe a friend that you grew up with. I had a friend I grew up with in college, long story short, and she would always say things like, it's okay, we're not the pretty ones. And you guys, I started to believe we're not the pretty ones. I think we don't even realize it until we're so far gone that we've just attributed this to our beliefs. Maybe you look at people on this call and you're like, I could never be that. Or I could never do that. Yes, you can. Because if I'm leading, by golly, so can you. I'm a mom of 3 boys who lives a very simple life in Texas. I did not think I could do this. And I realized if I changed my beliefs, if I really got serious about what I actually wanted in life, if I talked to my spouse and we kind of came up with what would be our ideal life, right? We shifted some beliefs and we're on our way there now. And it feels so, so freeing. I'm going to turn to the next page here. I don't want to spend too long here, but I want you to consider just a couple of things, and then we're going to wrap this up. Okay, y'all? I want you to look for some limiting beliefs in your own life. Maybe you're on the edge of stepping into sharing Plexus as a business. Maybe you're on the edge of trying the products or being consistent on them. Maybe you're on the edge of leading out in your own team. Maybe you're on the edge of developing new business builders so that you can really grow a solid foundation to rely on, right? And there are these beliefs that just come in. And so I want to share some of these with y'all. And I want you to think and kind of hold on to like one or two that you're like, ooh, that's the one. Okay. And then I'm going to share mine with y'all, and I'm going to share with you how I changed them. And I think you're going to see how we can start to take steps forward, not to necessarily just believe the opposite, right? We can't just go from like, I don't know, like, let's see, I'm not good at commitments to like, I'm the best person at commitments ever, right? But like, my transition was like, I'm committed to people that I love, right? And so let's look at some of these. Here are some common limiting beliefs. Being successful takes too much time. I'm too old to start a business. I'm not a good enough leader. Rich people are greedy. I'm not a people person. I'm not a great salesperson. I already shared that one that I had with y'all. I'm not the entrepreneur type. Money and success change people, and I don't want anything of that. I don't have enough connections to be successful. You need to be unethical to get ahead, and I don't want to do that. People won't like me if I'm successful. And marketing and sales are aggressive and intrusive. Okay, did each of y'all kind of grasp onto one thing that you're like, oh man, yeah. Okay, I'm going to share what my 3 were with y'all. Now, remember, I did this for the first time in 2019. So things have changed a little bit since then. But I live in a very affluent area. I live in Frisco, Texas. If you're not familiar with it, it is a very, very wealthy, affluent area. We actually live on the outskirts of Frisco. And so a lot of the people that we were doing life with were very, very wealthy. If you live in this area, you understand it. And one of my limiting beliefs was rich people are greedy. And then the flip side of that was people won't like me if I'm successful. And I had those limiting beliefs because I had seen those things play out in front of me. I had seen friends kind of come into wealth and it changed them. It was not something that I really wanted. And when I looked at network marketing, when I looked at this trajectory with Plexus, I started sharing to get my products for free, but I decided to build a business because I wanted some financial flexibility for our family. However, I knew if I stayed on this path, it was something that had the potential to absolutely drastically change our lives financially. And that was something that terrified me, if I'm being honest. And so I changed that. Okay. You guys, I changed it to God can use wealth to bless people. Y'all, we have given more in the past 3 years than we have given in our whole lives combined up to this point. We have sent kids to camp. We have given to crisis pregnancy missions. We have given to missions overseas. God has been able to bless others through us because we have some extra now. And that has been the biggest thing that I never saw coming. One of the other limiting beliefs I had is people won't like me if I'm successful. And I think it was on that same trajectory of like, I don't want income to change me. I don't want this business to change me. And what I kind of changed that to is so long as I am a person of integrity, so long as I keep the main thing, like people will continue to love me just as they love me now. I'm not going to change. If anything, I have grown as a person. I have become somebody who invites more people in because of this. And it has been really, really freeing, because what I found is I had these limiting beliefs and they just weren't true. They were actually like self-preservation to keep me comfortable and to keep me safe. Because if nothing changed, then I would never be faced with something that I didn't know how to handle, right? I would never be faced with any unknowns, right? If I never tried plexus, then my health would just stay the same. And I was familiar with that, right? I was familiar with all of those things. When I decided to try it, because I was, unsure of what it could be, I was hopeful, my health was transformed. I'm a better wife and a mom because I have these products and my body has healed, right? We let these limiting beliefs just entangle us and ensnare us and keep us from taking steps into things that could give us so much freedom. And you guys, this is not just plexus, it's every aspect of our lives. It's limiting beliefs in parenting, right? I'm just a mom who yells. No, don't believe that. There is change that can come, right? We just live paycheck to paycheck. It's something you tell yourself that you just become comfortable with, and then you just kind of sit there. And so when we can upend these beliefs, what happens is we upend our habits. And when you upend your habits, you can change your life. Belief is very important. Yes, Marilyn, it really, really is. And you guys, I want you to leave here encouraged tonight. I want you to leave here, whatever area it is. Maybe you're considering kind of leaning into this more as a business. Maybe you're considering really giving the products a try and maybe trying something new. Maybe you just needed to be here because there's another area of your life where your belief is kind of ensnaring you and you needed to just be encouraged and hear that there is a different way. And whatever it is, I am so glad you're here. We do something really fun every week on these calls. We do a giveaway, and we're going to actually start shifting to doing a product giveaway. Okay. So you guys, tonight we're giving away a bottle of sleep gummies. If you've never tried sleep gummies, they're incredible. They taste really yummy. Minor detail, don't give them to your kids unless you want your kids to get addicted. It's like what's the placebo effect, where it's like, I can't sleep without them, Mom. And you're like, yes, you can. You're taking like a sixth of a gummy. It's not doing anything. I am telling you, I take one of these every night before bed, and I have just been sleeping so good. I wake up rested. I don't wake up in the night. I mean, unless my kids wake me up in the night, but these are incredible. I also do give my kids a quarter of a gummy if they are having trouble going to sleep at night. So sometimes, y'all know, with kids, nights can be harder than others, or maybe they just cannot wind down. And if I give them a quarter of a gummy, it just there's a little bit of natural melatonin in there, and it just kind of calms the senses and helps them go to sleep. Yeah, Michelle, so good. Yeah, Rachel, we don't give them a whole one, sister. Yeah, we split it, girl. And so that's what we're giving away tonight. So in order to enter the giveaway, I want you to share in the chat what is maybe one limiting belief that kind of jumped out at you tonight that you're like, oh my gosh, that is a limiting belief of mine. And I need to kind of rewrite that script. And then we're going to choose a winner from someone who shares a limiting belief in the chat. And while you guys are typing in the chat, I asked my friend Jennifer if she would share a little bit of her why. And when we say your why, it is, why did you decide to start sharing plexus? Why did that seem like a good idea for you? And what are you hoping that this might be for you and your family? So Jennifer, I'm going to let you share while people are typing in the chat.
Hi, everybody. My name is Jennifer Sauls. For those of you that don't know me, I live in Texas in a suburb outside of Dallas. Allie actually got me started taking Plexus products, and that was back in August of 2019. I also, Lindsay, was not consistent, and I ordered for over a year before I was consistent. And when I was consistent, And then combine that with intermittent fasting, that's when I really saw some weight changes and things just went well for me. So my first post when I shared was actually January 31st, 3 years ago, 2021. And just because Allie asked me to share my incredible results that I had. So I did. And it was amazing. I got a lot of people interested. I went senior silver pretty quickly, and then just continued to share. My why at first was just to get the news out there because I didn't know anything about gut health. I wasn't supplementing. I think that's why it took me so long to become consistent because I didn't like to take things every day. So that just led into, sorry, I lost my train of thought. Oh, I'm so sorry. Hang on a second. I wrote all this down. I was so prepared, but no. Sorry, I'm a little nervous. So yes, I shared, and then just to get the news out, right? So I was just like, everybody needs to supplement. Everybody needs to know about gut health, because I don't know anything about that. I'm a nurse practitioner, and they didn't teach us any of that in school. So it was like, I need to tell everybody. So I did. I started my friends and family on it, and just helping people. That's just part of who I am. But get, amazing results and come a long way, and their health journey is on track and everything. That never gets old. But now, 3 years later, my why has changed and it's shifted a little bit. So things are different in our budget and our income. My daughter is in competitive dance, and that is not cheap. So this is, I'm hoping to provide, extra income. I've been able to get my products covered this whole time, but now I'm ready to, lead a team and get more people, and just all the opportunities that come with in this business part. So I've seen it, I believe in it, and I want that. I want that for me. I want that for our family, to travel and, to do the things that we're not able to do. So that's my why right now.
Jennifer, thank you. Your daughter is in competitive dance, and at some point she just like totally grew up before my eyes because she is a beautiful ballerina now. I'm like, oh my goodness. Man. You guys keep the limiting beliefs coming. I am reading these and I'm just like, yes. Oh my gosh, you are good enough. You do have connections. Like, you guys just start rewriting that a little bit. It's not going to look like immediately, right? It's not going to immediately shift to the opposite. And so instead of looking and going to the opposite, it's looking, Deborah, I love what you said. I can't be that person too. I have something to offer to someone like me to help change their life. Like, that's it. Like, I have something to offer. Like, I am worthy of good things. Some of y'all just need to believe that. I am worthy of good things. It is baby steps, Amy. Truly, it is. And it starts like, y'all, can you imagine how every little thing in your life starts to change when you believe that you're good enough? It impacts everything. It impacts your parenting, your marriage, your faith, your relationships. And it's not a quick thing, but to know that you're on the journey headed there, like that is the thing. Okay, one more quick story. And I'm going to share this with you guys because y'all are my people, right? So I was asked to speak at our leadership retreat in Punta Cana next month. And it's going to be in front of like, 1,500, 2,000 people, something like that. And the first thing, right, you see the message come through. It's like, Tracy, we would love to, invite you to be one of our speakers at Leaders Retreat. It's like in Facebook Messenger while I'm driving down the road because I'm like, it pops up on my phone, right? And the first thought you have, right? Why would they ask me? Why me? Like, do they know that they asked me? And then my thought was like, how many people did they have to go through to get to me? Like, seriously, you guys, I don't think there's ever a point where you arrive and you're like, oh yeah, that's right. They asked me. Like, but what is so cool is like talking to them and hearing why they want me to share, hearing what they want me to share, like the confidence I have in now what I'm going to do, it is so exciting and so incredible. And so I think the encouragement is like, you're never going to be perfect, right? You're never just going to have all the belief in the world and just be there, but it's learning to like become a question asker and be like, that thought just kind of popped out of nowhere. And then you get curious and you're like, why me? Gosh, well, because they must see something in me that they want me to share with others. And I think that that's the coolest part. And in that, it winds up building your belief. Yes, Rachel, I know you're not going to be in Punta Cana, but we will record it and we will share it with everybody. And I'm really, really excited. Okay, I am going to pick a winner real quick. You think I have a plan for this, and I don't. I just scroll. And Victoria Schnorr, are you still on? Did I say your last name the right way? You are the winner of free sleep. So message whoever invited you your address, and they'll get it to me, and I will send you your free bottle of sleep. We are just so excited. I want to tell y'all what we have coming up this week. That is kind of how we end these calls. If you are kind of an active business builder in Plexus, we have a call with our larger team on Friday at 1 p.m. to kick off the month of February. I know that time doesn't work for some of you guys. We'll have the recording if you're curious about what's coming in February and special offers and just encouragements. It's more of a very business-centric call, if you will, to make sure everybody's on the same page. So that's at 1 p.m. on Friday Central. And then on Thursday evening, I don't have all of the details yet, but we always do an event at 8 p.m. And I'm thinking, since Lindsey Brown attended a testimony Zoom, I was like, maybe we'll do a testimony Zoom. So on Thursday, we're going to do a testimony Zoom. If you are someone who has kind of thought, I wonder if my testimony would help somebody, or if I could share that somewhere, reach out to your sponsor, because we are always looking for new faces to kind of share their stories. I don't think anybody had ever really heard Lindsay's story before tonight. And we're all like, what? Blood pressure? What? I'm totally putting that in my pocket. So that will be Thursday night at 8 p.m. on Zoom. And we hope to see you here. They're just really encouraging. And Marilyn, like, you learned something new tonight about Lindsay. We all will like learn something new and be encouraged and walk away. So that is what's coming up this week. I think that's all I've got. Anybody have anything else? Julie wanted me to open it up for questions at the end. And so if you don't have any questions, if you do have questions, unmute yourself, ask them. Teresa, your husband does need this. Yes. These products transformed my husband's life. Absolutely.
Gotta convince him.
That's your next VIP.
Yep. Triplex Microbiome Slim with Ease changed his life. So maybe he'll share his story one day.
Yeah, maybe.
Zooms. I know. Anybody else have questions? We have the end of the month this month. When you enroll one friend, you'll get 250 perks. When you enroll 3 friends, you'll get a super fun Plexus like Stanley dupe cup. When you enroll 6 friends, you'll earn an additional $400 on top of the normal compensation plan, which is kind of baller. So that is what we have going. And thank y'all for being on. We love you guys, and we will see you next week. Okay.
Thank you, Tracy.
Bye, y'all.
Thank you, everybody. Bye.